I don't have an Xbox or a PlayStation, and I gotta say, the reactions to Microsoft unexclusifying such bangers as Starfield seems pretty silly. I understand that exclusivity never meant for PC what it means for consoles. We have more exclusives than consoles have games, but games aren't PC exclusives have mods you can only get on PC, most of which I can't put in a YouTube video. And we got God of War and Horizon, because that publisher realized there was money on the table. That publisher was Sony. Sure, Windows and Xbox aren't the same thing, unless you're Microsoft, in which case, they're exactly the same thing. PC users feel the same way about exclusivity as we do about loot boxes. Epic Games is literally giving away free games regularly, and we still treat them like the dirt under our shoes because of their paid exclusives. When Epic first showed up, their whole pitch was that with a lower take per sale, the games could be cheaper on their platform, and yeah, it wouldn't be as nice a platform as Steam, but cheaper is cheaper. Of course, Epic decided that wasn't a shitty enough proposition, and decided to just be total douchebags instead. What we call competition includes things like making a better product, better service around that product, or a better price. These things benefit customers. When we talk about competition being good, this is what we're talking about. Then there's the other side, where instead of trying to make yourself better, you try to undermine your competition. This can be slanderous advertising, buying out storefronts, or limiting their access to a product, such as through exclusivity. We call these practices anti-competitive because they don't benefit the customer. Sony and Microsoft were under outside influence to compete in terms of console quality. If one of their consoles played Grand Theft Auto V worse than the other, that alone would be enough to move the numbers by millions. If it wasn't for cross-platform third-party software, there'd be no onus to keep the consoles up to any standard. Imagine if Nintendo bought an exclusive to Jedi Survivor, or you could only play Beat Saber on Stadia. We are so lucky Stadia didn't go on an exclusive buying spree because they could have. And then we come back to Epic. For all the exclusives they bought, what was the benefit to the customer? Was there anything at all? There was talk that a couple games wouldn't have gotten made without that Epic money, but Epic could have just stepped in and published the games themselves, which would have done the exact same thing. Exclusives also mean less competition among the games. If you had an Xbox, you couldn't get Uncharted, so there was room for such bangers as Bomberman Act Zero. And then there's EA's sloppy fluids all over the FIFA franchise. Thank God that's over. I'm sure it'll wind up in good hands, like Konami. What seems so silly is how this is made out to be some sort of personal slight. Microsoft is giving up on the console war and abandoning... Wait, what? Even if they cancel Xbox entirely, they're going to keep supporting the current generation. Heck, if Microsoft is willing to support other consoles, it's not up to lunch to think that a third party might step in with an inexpensive generic Windows box. And we're already getting about 50 new Linux handhelds on the market every week. If every game is on every system, then games compete with games and systems compete with systems. That's when customers win. So, yay Microsoft. Good call.